Hello and welcome to, we're doing like a rundown of all the audios we've done in the past 4 months, because that's how long we've been doing this, apparently. That's it.
Only 4 months.
Really?
Feels like
According
4 years.
to YouTube, it's only been
Feels like
4
4
months.
years,
That's a
Fud.
lot longer.
Yes.
Yowza.
Chelsea's
Wow.
face, yeah, what?
Feels like 4 years, but wow.
So, I was going to talk about the fact that like people convinced me to start writing, but Ben's not here. So
Well,
that
we
worked
can
out
we
well.
can tell you. We can tell you that we told you that you could write, and you said, "Oh, I couldn't do
No.
it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. I'm not doing it." And guess what happened?
Someone's down the
Angels of
line.
Station 2964. That's what
The
happened.
rest is history.
So let's talk about Angels first. Who was in Angels?
Me.
Me.
Grace is running away. I will
Grace
say
was
this
in
as
it.
well. Anybody who bothers to actually watch this will have spoilers for BV, so before Vastra's 1 to 4,
Yeah.
Future Selves, Angels of Station 2964, Werewolves of Liverpool, and Edge of Yesterday. Boom. So basically all the audios that are currently up on our channel.
When's this coming out?
1st of January.
Enough time for people to listen to them.
Yeah.
it's gonna
So
come
if
out
you've
by
not
then,
listened to Future, because I think that's the last
go
one
and
to
bloody
come
listen
out,
to it, please.
go and listen
Yeah,
to
go and
Future
listen to
before
it.
you listen to
All
this.
four episodes, please.
All 4.
'Cause I'm greedy.
Right,
Back to back,
Angels.
what are you doing, your moaning?
Alright,
Who
Angels.
remembers doing Angels?
Yes,
I do.
Who remembers
Becky.
having a script and then it getting changed the day before?
I do.
No.
Brandon's fault. Brandon turned around to me and went, "I've just read Werewolves of Liverpool. Redo Angels." So I did. So the day
Yeah,
before
she's
we
bad.
recorded, everybody got a new script.
I thought it was bits missing.
There was bits missing.
Quick, shut it.
Drake, come in. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Is Jolly with you?
I'm here, Doctor. I'm fine. Minus a blazer and a boot, but other than that, I'm here.
Just to clarify, that had nothing to do with me.
But I say that was our first real, as the TT production side, because obviously some of us had already done some audios prior to this, but TT production side, that was our first actual edit, record, crawling through vents, huffing and puffing acting.
And squeaking.
Makes you feel very, very lightheaded.
Charlotte Pollard squeaking.
Stupidly
lots of Charlotte
beautiful.
Pollard squeaking.
You stupidly beautiful. That's in that as
It's just
well.
stupidly beautiful.
You know, I don't think I could ever tire of that view. Space is just stupidly beautiful.
I know someone else which is beautiful.
You're so cheesy sometimes.
Because you got a kind of you're doing a lot of, and by the time you finish that, oh my god, my head feels really lightheaded.
You need something sugary, or you need some
Pass
water.
You wouldn't expect it just sat in a chair. This is the thing that gets me.
Well, it's
I
not
was
just that. It's
lying
the
on
fact
my
that
bed.
it's the fact as well. You're trying to make yourself scared of things that aren't there. Like it had weak names, and so you're trying to sort of act to something that's not.
Well, this is the thing as
Yeah.
well. Like, because of the fact that none of
Yeah.
us had recorded before, a lot of us were under duvets and laying on beds. And...
Or crouched in a
My head just
beanbag.
like that with the microphone like that.
Yeah.
Are you seriously?
I was like that with my head because you couldn't hear me. I had my blanket over my head and I was like, "Can you hear me all right? Come on, let's go."
Crouched on a
goodness.
beanbag
There's
with
nothing
the
to
duvet
do
on my
with an
head.
audio.
Because that's where the origin of Behind the Duvet came from, was because we all took selfies when we first recorded and all of us were under duvets and blankets. And I remember Ben's one kept catching, it kept like doing the static on the side of the mic.
Yeah.
So
Especially during that one recording of Werewolves, it was bad.
but I say that was very much our let's give this a go audio, and then we got into the serious stuff, which is BV1.
The magnum opus.
And Chelsea's like, "I'm here, bitch."
Hi.
Oh, so I've said this all the time in Behind the Duvet stuff, is the fact that the whole BB series came from one fucking line on a Wikipedia that said Jenny was a match girl. And I've written seven fucking audios.
An entire world.
One line.
And so
I'm going
to talk about casting Chelsea.
You'll pick it up. What's so bad about downstairs? I'll tell you later. Best not to chat about it now, or we'll be in trouble. Look, you just line up the sticks with the metal rod and cut them. See? Easy. Then throw them in the bags for one of the boys to take to the box fillers. That's where Susan is, if you're interested. The boxing will only travel to us by the gates. Oh yeah. I'm not sure how I feel about her. I mean, she's pretty and all that, but... Yeah. Sorry, I'll be quiet. And if you're hungry later, you can share some of me bread. Thank you.
Well, this is the thing is, because I'd written 3 episodes by the time I met Chelsea. And we met during another audio's premiere with a different company. And all the way through, I was like, because it's Victorian London, I was like, I need Irish people. And Chelsea came on and it was like destiny. She's like, yes, I am Irish. Like,
I'm
cool,
Irish,
happy
I'm
days.
proud.
So like straight away, and I gave her like a brief of the character, and everybody like sent pictures in, and straight away I will put the picture up, because straight away Chelsea sent this picture and she knew the whole Molly arc. She knew what had happened. She knew the whole story of Molly, and you could tell from her eyes in the picture straight away. I was like, that is Molly.
The eyes said everything every time.
You sent me that picture, man. Just look at her eyes. She's totally got it. And I was like, oh my god, yes.
She's got it.
Aww.
Because prior to this, nobody had been cast outside TT. So you were the first cast outside the like bubble of TT Productions. You basically,
I feel honoured.
Well, you were like the person that basically gave me the confidence to get Joe on board to play Alice, and ask other people like Amy, who plays Annie later on, and Asa and Jack.
They're amazing people. Amazing.
But yeah, you kind of gave us that confidence to go, no, we're not just going to use our safe bubble. We're going to nitpick other people.
Oh, bless. Oh, bless. Oh, bless.
There wasn't
Pardon?
20 of us. There wasn't 20 of us then. There was.
I think there was about 16.
Yeah.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah.
I think there was about 16, but a lot of our people are still yet to be in stuff. But no, there's 20 of us now. We've got a nice round number. But Chelsea was the newbie, but now we have Serious Joe.
Yeah.
He's the baby of the group.
I'm not the newbie anymore.
Not the newbie anymore.
At
But
present.
I'll say this though, Chelsea. It wasn't like Chelsea got hired for BV1 and she became a TTer, because that was not how it worked at all. I don't think she like got recruited until after BV2. Really, it wasn't just like, hi, I'm a TTer now.
Just like, no, there was like a whole initiation. I was just like, oh, these talented people, and I'm like, oh no. And then I just got thrown into it, and everyone was like, hi, and I was like, hello. Whoa.
Hello. Hello.
But as I say, BV compared, because currently we have 3 editors in our group. We're going to be having 5 editors in our group because other people are taking it on as well. But the difference between trying to edit Angels and trying to edit BV, I personally, I'd much prefer to edit a historical drama. Give me like horse-drawn carts and like bells any day over like doors and spaceships.
Yeah, because with other things, especially when you're doing sci-fi and audio, you have to add, say, if it's a spaceship, then of course you're gonna have to add the guns and everything like that. When you're editing a historical, right, I can include these effects, or I don't have to do too much.
It's basically just squeaky floorboards, fireplaces, and horses, and you're sorted.
We do love a tickly
Cobblestone
fireplace.
walking.
We love a crackling fireplace, don't we? Ian
Love,
and Matt.
love a crackling.
Crunchy footprints in the snow.
5. Who is that with you?
Hello, I'm the doctor, and you are...
This is 3. Don't let the scout fool you. He's actually very nice. But unfortunately, his face seems to have set like that.
Oh,
wherever the future doctor goes, everything's on fire. I mean, what can I say?
Every place has a fireplace.
Yeah.
So if we talk about Future Selves episode 1, I'm trying to bob between all 3 of our things rather than everybody's just kind of sat back there like going, oh, so I'm not in this. I can't remember episode 1. See, this is the difference between, because Ian is our currently, other than co-writer, Ian is our only other writer. There's only me and Ian. And Ian's way of Matt's gonna destroy his laptop.
Yep.
This is his way of telling me that he quits the Future series.
Yeah, he's like, I'm dropped. I've had enough.
The end of Future. That's the end.
Ian's way of doing stuff is very old school. It's very classic Who, whereas mine is very much I only have the ability to watch something for half an hour. Whereas Ian's does the whole end of part 1, beginning of part 2.
There's just a 4-part or a 3-part or.
Well, I suppose it's a little bit like BV in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like BV is like going to be like a 7-part. It's going to be like this whole saga, isn't it? So
it's basically war games.
There you are.
Half an hour anthology.
Yeah.
I mean, Future Selves is just written in that way, just so I could give Matt some truly cringy cliffhanger acting. That's what that's for.
And some wonderful words that I trip over because medical terminology. Really great. Thanks for that.
And wonderful screaming.
Literally, before Ian writes a script, he swallows a thesaurus. 100%.
I think he has a 3-course meal of grammar.
Yeah, it just has like a dictionary, and then he has a
dictionary, and then
and then like a medical Bible.
Anesthetic, osmotic, even compunctious, of course, that's such pericombobulation.
I've got to sort of put it out there because obviously, because it's like me and Tina, who are the main characters. Tina has done amazing because she's English isn't her natural language. She speaks Dutch, so it's like for her it's even worse because she's got to how does she say it? She's got to read it in Dutch and then translate it. It doesn't always.
Exactly was all that about.
I'm sorry, Doctor. One has become quite protective, and we found that trying to communicate with 6 can only make his symptom worsen. Besides, one and the others have no reason to trust you.
And you? Do you trust me?
I've only just met you, but yes. Yes, I do.
Why?
Because if you had meant us harm, you would have likely done so already.
It doesn't always. But she's brilliant.
No, she does an incredible job. But I mean, the nice thing is, I mean, like, we're talking about Future Selves episode 1. I mean, I'm about 11 episodes in the future at this point. So by this point, I've made sure that I've added lots of complicated stuff for Matt to say. Less complicated stuff for Tina to say, because we quite like her, don't we? So let's go easy on Tina for a little bit.
I will say this though, we have 2 people whose native languages aren't English, and the other person, Vicky, is in the next episode of Future next year.
That's going to be fun.
Very exciting.
So we've got more people trying to translate things.
I think she'll be all right.
What's nice for me is I think, like at some point we can get everybody who's currently got their faces on this call will be in it if they haven't been in it already. And, like the majority of people I can see on the screen were in that episode 1, weren't they?
Chelsea's like,
they're dead now.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Grace are both like, pick us. But no, I think everybody else was just numbered.
I was the graceful number 4 that just.
And was number 1.
I was number
3.
And I was number 2.
David had to be shouted at by his girlfriend.
Gretchen wasn't in it either.
I was not, but just throwing it out there, I would love to say lots of big words.
Hold
So
that
forget,
thought.
forget the rest
Hold
of the
that
video,
thought.
Abby. Forget the rest of the video. Gretchen needs to audition.
Speaking
well.
of Gretchen, Werewolves of Liverpool.
Yay!
That was a good
But-
segue.
Yeah, right. See, by this point, we would have known by the time this comes out whether, because a lot of us have been nominated for stuff, and Gretchen's role in Werewolves was up for nomination as Sarah.
Tell me, Sarah, has anything else strange been happening? Anything at all? No matter how odd it sounds.
Not as far as I know. I'm in here most days. Not that we've had many visitors. In you go. It's amazing, isn't it? I'll never get bored of sitting in here. Every time I enter, I spot something new.
Interesting. Ah, what do we have here? Engravings? Names.
Names?
Names. Yes, look, see, names.
But that's impossible. This morning they were just random symbols.
No, look, definitely names. David, Ben, Lauren, James.
George, Daniel. Doctor, these were never here before.
So, how did it feel playing Daniel's pregnant wife?
It was a humongous acting challenge for me, not because I don't love Daniel, but because I don't want children.
the whole concept is the fact that she's a mother and she's nurturing, and Gretchen's like, I don't want fucking children, go away.
Why have I got visions of Gretchen doing the audio with like a pillow shoved up her jumper?
she's what's the word?
Method acting.
Method acting. That's it.
Like
She's
me
method
when I put my
acting. She's
glasses
got
on
a
for a
cushion.
certain elderly chap.
Gretchen had the. There's not many characters that I've written for the person, but Sarah was written for Gretchen.
Oh.
Which is weird because she's nothing like Gretchen.
No, she's like this nurturing mother figure mixed with Amy Pond.
Yeah, it's a very
So,
much
like,
an Amy and Rory scenario, isn't it?
There were bits of her that I did relate to because of that, but like overall, it was acting.
I have see that this is I tried to make it a challenge to push every actor, and yours hasn't come up yet. I feel like yours is coming out next year.
I'm excited for that one.
You're acting pushing, but we won't talk about that now because
not just yet.
People with acting, don't you?
All I say is TikTok.
TikTok. Oh yeah, I love pushing actors.
Oh, that too. I was thinking of something else, but that one's also good. Anyway, no spoilers.
pushing actors is like my jam. I enjoy that. Werewolves of Liverpool. See, editing wise, that was fun because I had to do like werewolf transformation things. That was quite fun to do.
Doctor, Charlie, I can't stop. Come here. It's okay. Doctor, I'm scared. No, you're not, Charlie. You just think you are. You're my brave Edwardian adventuress, remember?
It hurts, Doctor.
Rest, Charlie. Just rest.
And the other advantage of that script is I personally wasn't in it incredible much because most of it was Craig and the Doctor. So we just left it to Daniel and Ben.
Oh, that was the one where we had a ghost in the recording, wasn't it?
Oh God, yes.
There was a ghost in Ben's
You got to
house.
tell the story because Chelsea looks so confused.
I'm very confused.
It was late one evening and I felt like it was late. So I know that it was late for the people in the UK because I'm in EST. And Ben, who plays Eighth Doctor, is hearing piano noises in the house. Everyone else is asleep. No one's playing the piano. And then we kept hearing noises. We could hear it too, yeah. And he like went up to check if anybody was around. We were like, could it be a neighbor? He's like, no, I don't think neighbors play the piano. Like it was this major mystery of where the piano was coming from. And we were like, it's a ghost. That's the only explanation.
And we had to stop recording. This is one reason now, it sounds stupid, we don't record past 11 p.m.
Right.
Because that's the one time, that's the one time we recorded past 11 p.m. and we had to stop because of this ghost.
Oh my goodness me.
I thought it was just because people getting knackered, not because.
I wouldn't mind, but werewolves took the longest to do because usually it only takes us like a day and a half at the most. It took us nearly 4 days to do werewolf because of this ghost. Because the next day we had Morse code.
Yes,
Through.
that's right. Werewolves recording was such an experience.
Yeah, we had Morse code come through.
So is that basically the haunted recording then?
Yeah, basically, it should just be called the haunted recording. We record over Zencast, as I mentioned all the time, but we record live because it's nice to act with people rather than just to be talking into your phone. It's so much nicer.
100%.
Until
100%.
ghosts
Definitely.
in Morse code appear.
Fuck ghosts.
Sometimes you just gotta leave it be for the ghosts.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we don't record past 11 p.m.
Indeed.
Because the Zencast ghost will come and get us.
Ghosts.
Indeed.
Pianos.
But ghost or no ghost, if you've not listened to Werewolves, come to my museum downstairs. Check it out.
Oh yeah, that reference just keeps going on. I think that's gonna.
No,
keep
it's all about come join me on the rug, Charlie.
Oh, you got food? I'm starving.
No wonder. Fighting off a werewolf infection will do that to you. Come and join me down here on the rug.
Come join me on the rug.
Try the duck.
Every single line Ben says in Werewolves became a sexual innuendo. Like, it was ridiculous. Like, plumping your pillows.
Plumping your pillows. That was the one that got me laughing.
Tea?
That would be lovely, thank you.
Hello. Sarah, isn't it? I'm Charlie. And the man currently plumping your cushions is the doctor.
And the man currently plumping your pillows.
The man coming on your pillows is making an aubergine bake with a red wine jus.
It wouldn't be Christmas without a red wine jus.
But no, and as well, you'll see on our channel that Werewolves we split into two. We didn't need to. That was very much a experimental thing as well. But I personally will not be splitting episodes anymore because it's just not me.
But that's the thing. I think and I think speaking from everyone's experiences, this is something that we're still, even though we've done quite a lot of audios, we're still new to doing things and finding our niches and finding and learning curves. The only way you can learn is just by doing. It's just by doing that. You can't exactly have a huge book and be like
But this is the thing, I don't like listening to BV1 or Angels. I can't listen to them.
They still hold up very well.
I think they're really good.
The amount I've learnt editing wise, like if you listen to BV4 after you've listened to BV1, you'll be able to see like how much I've learned.
I just find BV absolutely brilliant.
It's because you've got the editing.
It is. It's more the editing bit.
Yeah, because I can listen to a couple. I can listen to like Future Selves 1 and 2 and think, oh, I didn't do that. Or
it's little things like the background's too quiet or the music's too loud.
Yeah,
or it's little things like that. Or
it's
the
still
scene's not
learning
moving
experience,
quick enough.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's the thing, isn't it?
Makes the world more immersive, more alive.
BV2 had the introduction of Matt's acting challenge.
Oh, God.
The wonderful creation.
The wonderful,
Amazing.
joyous Mr. B.
You, girl, Mrs. O'Neill. Oh, it's you.
Sir?
Your work has been below the grade.
But Miss Elizabeth, I've not been feeling the best and you've upped the output. I'm trying to work quicker. No wonder me stocks are not as good.
Yeah, I've not upped the demand. Your employer has. Stop answering back.
You will respect your elders, girl.
To the dippers with you.
No, please. I can't.
Everyone's favorite character.
Yikes. Everyone's favorite guy, Mr. B.
He's lovely, isn't he?
We haven't. This is the thing. We haven't really spoken about the character of Mr. B because
we really haven't actually. Yeah,
he's a bit creepy. And
Just
I'm
a bit.
I'm not creepy.
Just a bit.
No, I hasten to add that this is why it's an acting challenge because Matt is nothing like that, Matt.
Thank God.
I know.
Yeah, thank goodness.
We'd be very worried otherwise.
I can see what actors kind of get into sort of like depression and stuff from playing characters like that because but oddly fun.
No, I enjoy playing
Completely.
evil.
I
It's
don't know why.
fun.
I don't know. So don't
Yeah.
hate
And it,
me, but
and it
yeah.
suddenly makes a lot of sense why
I
why
think it's-
normally the nicest actors in the world play the nastiest characters. David
Yeah.
Bradley, for instance.
I think the funny bit was watching all of your reactions.
Oh, I know. I was just like seething in the
When
corner.
you
I
got
was like,
like David hiding behind a pillow because of stuff I'm saying in audio form.
This
it's
is
like,
coming from
mention
someone who
it.
watches a ton of horror films, but
Yeah,
through
yeah, yeah.
audio,
As I
I was
Yeah.
visibly disturbed. That's how good it was.
So whenever we have an audio come out, we do like a premiere for just us before
Mhm.
it goes up on YouTube. And it is fun sitting there watching like David disappear behind a pillow and Chelsea just visibly shrink into a ball.
No, make it stop. Make
When
it
I-
stop.
When I initially saw those scripts, those little pieces of Mr. B, I was terrified. But every time I hear it, every time I hear that character all
But
the
this is
time,
the thing. But this is the thing. Once again, this is BV2, and
Mhm.
that was nominated from
I know.
BV2.
Yeah,
This was
I was just
before
about to say that.
BV3 came out.
Yeah, BV3 has
Yeah, I
it.
know.
That's even
Before he
worse.
gets
That's what
even
we were
worse.
saying. We were like,
And that's the script
BV3
that
was
we
just
went,
like,
no, make it darker.
Oh, BV3. Let's just talk
Mhm.
about BV3 because I feel like we need to now. We've
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
sidetracked
yeah.
into that.
It wasn't going to be
Yeah.
as dark as that, was it? And you sent us the script to me. Went, no, it needs to be darker.
So originally, Jenny went into the room. Mr. B said like one thing, and then he told her to lock the door, and that was it. That was the original script. And I sent it to the group. This was before Chelsea was even a TTer.
Oh god, yeah, it was there.
Yeah.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
So that's just shows you how like pre this was all done. And I sent it to the group, and I was like, "Do I push it?" And everybody was like, "If you're gonna write it, you got to write it." So I wrote it.
Imagine your body in a corset. You're in the wrong line of business, girl. And you'd get paid more to lay on your back, you pretty thing.
And then I had to listen to it 20 times to edit it.
Read it and try and do it. But, nah. I'm
There's
glad,
a
I'm glad
reason
we didn't
why.
record it over Zoom because I couldn't have done it watching over your faces. I would have had to go.
Oh no, we'd have to
I
turn our
couldn't have
cameras
done it.
off.
I couldn't have done it.
Well, it was bad enough on the script read.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like
that was fun, watching your faces on the script read.
deliberately looking at my like
Elsie just going,
scripts, like.
Just
I
horrifying.
think I think that's like it's a character association though with Chelsea and Molly.
Yeah.
That's what it
Yeah,
is.
he's a nasty.
He is a
piece of work.
nasty man, and we can talk
He's
about
an-
that now because that's all. Come
He's a
out, so
wanker.
he is a
There.
wanker.
And that's putting it-
nasty man.
That's
No,
putting it
he's a
mildly.
wanker.
Although I
even
will
that's
say
putting
this
it lightly, though.
without giving spoilers, I will say this: he gets his comeuppance. Don't worry.
You.
It's the fact that he's got that sort of-
It's not in BV though; it's in another audio.
Oh, yeah. But it's like the fact that you put so much when you've been writing the characters, you put that much background into even these nasty characters like Miss Elizabeth and Mr. B, and you've all and I remember you sort of saying to me like possibly separately that he's not only done this to so and so, he's affected this person's life and that person's life, and it's like okay, this is really
Yeah,
dark
he's
and-
got physical with Molly as well. Prior to this, Miss
But
Elizabeth.
this is,
How did we not talk about that? Was the other
Yeah.
another acting challenge was
Yes.
Grace
Grace
being
is-
Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, amazing as Miss Elizabeth.
Yeah.
I remember when
You really pushed
Brandon said this when she first got given the role. She was a little bit like, I'm not sure I can do this. And when it came to later on, you picked it like BV2. You picked it up. The BV4, we'll talk about that in a minute. But you blew it out the water. But
oh, amazing.
Yeah, like BV3 wise, I would say out of everything we have on our channel, that is the biggest emotional. I had to
completely.
literally like edit a scene and then
There's a
stop.
lot in that.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, the emotions were literally just like full on. Like I think with BV3, I was just like, nah, I'm in an emotional turmoil right now. Oh,
It just goes
man.
down, doesn't it? Just it's like we're in a pub getting
It's like-
drunk,
it's like
way,
happy-
we're having
happy,
lesbian
happy,
sex,
happy for one and
way,
two,
and then it's like
three.
Mr. B, and then buildings.
Yeah, buildings.
I can't listen
and
to that
dark
because that was
mystical
just
hospitals.
Oh, what, the building?
the building, and just to me, within retrospective of the first three and now of the first four to be, it's so nice to see that you're not afraid to go there.
It's not safe down here, Jen.
I'm fine. Stop fussing. They're moving everything as quickly as they can.
You didn't have to come down and hold my hand, you know.
But I'm here now, so you just have to deal with it.
Because sometimes with writers, when they've got their characters, they want to protect them, or they want plot armor, basically. And you literally were like, no, your Stumpy's gonna get his
Stumpy's gonna be Stumpy.
Stumpy's gonna be
Stumpy.
Stumpy. You know,
Origin
we're
of
gonna have.
Stumpy.
I
We're gonna
promise
have
you,
because-
some people do get happy endings in PB. I promise you.
But do
We
they,
will
though?
see. We will
But do
see.
they?
Eventually.
It was the weirdest experience for me because I rocked up to play man.
Yes,
in
you
that
were
scene, like the
man in
most
that.
traumatic
were
moment
man.
in this series so far, and I'm just passing through, man.
Trying
Oh,
to get rid of some
No, I'm
rubbish.
a
it's
man
all
with
gone wrong,
bricks.
and then I wander off again, and there it goes.
Fair one, you are in the iconic old. Actually, I blame him. He's the reason why the thing collapsed, because he's not in 4. So he literally like made the thing collapse and legged it. Where did that band go?
Just came in,
Just
pushed it
ran off.
all over, just ran out, ran out
You-
again.
Fuck you, Harold.
You bastard.
But that's the thing, because it's like because
Oh
you're
my
sort
god,
of
no, he's the man, because Harold got promoted, so he was the man up against Harold for promotion. See, I've created you
You
a backstory,
bitch.
Ian.
See?
Revenge.
Yeah, then
Fantastic.
anyway, see.
Revenge is a building falling on your boss.
Try to get a promotion now when you have no legs, bitch.
Oh my god.
no
Don't
buildings.
remind me. It's traumatic enough.
But you know, like I mean, talking about sort of the killing the characters off thing, I feel like I've kind of hopefully in the future, as we go through the series, the future series, I'm going to redeem myself for the number
You're
of
killing
deaths
everybody
in the
off.
future
Everybody blames
selves.
me. In Angels, everybody died in Angels of Station 2964, and then Ian comes along and does the same. So
Yeah. There's only two. Yeah.
I just
that's
walk
weird,
in,
isn't it?
I don't even give your characters names, I number you 1 to 7, and I just kill you off.
Yeah, you just give us
There's only two
numbers. How
people
dare
in the
you?
room.
I'm a person, not
Meanwhile,
a
Abby gives us
number.
characters depths and kills them.
yeah, it's true. I haven't killed
So-
Molly yet, so all is well.
Abby's first one, only
And
two
Sarah's
people
still
survived,
around.
So does
I'm just gonna
Future's.
hide. I'm just gonna hide before she gets any ideas.
Like, not me, not me.
Can I just say, while we're
Hmm.
on the topic of buildings falling and all of that, Brandon, our director, and also an actor,
Hmm.
the director goes so unnoticed, and we were talking about
Oh,
people
so
being
much,
nominated for
yes.
awards and stuff.
Yeah,
and
no,
I wish
no
we could have
directors,
nominated
yeah.
Brandon for a director
They
award
should
Yeah.
have.
because
He deserved it.
Yeah.
He really
He
deserved
he
it.
deserves
a
so
category, wasn't
much credit
He's-
for because
Yes,
I mean we're some
definitely.
good actors, we are, but without Brandon and his encouragement and the way that he directs,
Definitely.
I don't think we would have half of the production that we have.
Brandon
Definitely not.
helped me a lot, especially with recording, because he's like, because I don't know about yous, but like whenever I'm being directed by Brandon, he's like, right, Chelsea, I need you to be like this, but he references something from like back home, and I'm like, I know what you mean, I know, let's go, and he's like, oh, you remind me of me,
Some of the
man.
things
I'm
he
like,
says.
you.
Like say it with a wink to me.
Say it with a
I've tried to flirt
Uh-huh.
Say it with a wink.
Abby in the Angels one. And say it with a wink.
No, he's
Okay, all right.
brilliant. He's
Oh
brilliant. I
yes,
think
Yeah.
I'm upset that he didn't at least get. Was he nominated for?
he's nominated for
He's
Future
nominated
Self.
for Future
Yes,
There was
but
no
he's-
director category.
There's
was
no
the problem.
directors.
Should have been.
No.
There
There
really
should
should
have been 100%. But I literally, he is honestly amazing. He is
Llama.
great. He is lovely.
He knows how to say just a couple of words to get
No, he's
you on the
brilliant.
same wavelength that you need to be on to get where you need to go. And it's just like
Yeah.
brought out the best in everyone.
He's quite brave with his acting as well, isn't he? Because I mean,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
he's got that nomination for being 6 and 7 in Future Selves. Now 6 isn't around for very long, so it's really predominantly 7.
He does.
Very informative, Doctor. Let's see what the others think of this.
Oops. But you know, but he totally took that in a different way to how I wrote it, and I listened to him doing a couple of scenes of that in the way that he kind of wanted to do it, and I thought, no, I'm not correcting him, because actually that's really good. That's really good. That is correct for 7. Let's make
Well
that
done.
correct.
No,
So, yeah.
he is highly underrated, and I do feel like we need to. Oh, I do feel like we need to shout his name from the rooftop, because he is pretty
Definitely.
much directed. Well, all of BV he's directed. Most
And
of the Charlie
Werewolves.
and 8, most of the Charlie and 8s he's directed. I mean, I know some of us have a go, but I'm sorry, but Brandon's the peak.
Oh, he's very peak. Oh wow.
But
no offense, Ian.
Tip of the
Or
top, cream
myself.
of the crop.
Ian, I'm sure you're great. I've never witnessed it, but I'm sure you're great.
You might experience it at some point. I'm quite nice, but I'm
What?
also
you
like
though?
that person who's just like, right, okay, you're a bit too happy. Let's bring this scene down a little bit.
Solid. Yeah, let's
Really.
just keep have less happy.
You know,
I
like,
just shout at people and
I've
tell them
just
they're
shot
running.
your pet cat. Go. You know, it's that kind of just shout. Abby. Just
I directed Ice. I know it's not out till next year, and I basically just spent the whole time, "You're fucking running, run!"
Don't forget to huff and puff. And I'm like,
But yeah, like Brandon, great director, so he is, but great actor as well. Like especially when like when he's Kettle Harold, whatever you call him, and Molly. It's just
I love you two.
I don't
together.
know. I just feel like
You have the chemistry as well. You two
yeah,
together,
he
it's
just reminds
fantastic.
me so much of home, and just the way he speaks, I know that I can just like literally on Zen. It's just like pure bounce off
Bouncing
him.
off,
Oh, he's
yeah.
great.
Here, I give you girls a fun fact. My name is not even Harold. It's Cahill.
So, why did you change it?
Really? Hey, Green. Jim, say Cahill. See, these English? They're idiots sometimes.
Oh, drink to that. You're the one who suggested we move to England.
And do I regret it? Not in the slightest. We have our own room, we all have jobs, Charlie's grown into a young man, and then of course what we've got...
Not yet, Harold. Please.
Sorry, I'm just excited.
He's
And what
great.
did I do? Chop his fucking legs off.
Of course, you had to fucking do that, didn't you?
But let's not forget, he
And then
he
when we
played
met
a
up in
few
London,
characters in
oh
BB.
Christ!
How
What
many
did he do?
characters- How many characters in BB?
See, this is why I've
two or
started.
one
This
with
is why I've started recruiting like Ian
Yeah,
and
I
stuff,
think he
so
did
that
about
Brandon's
5 or
not
6
playing
different voices.
In BV1, he plays 6 other people,
Oh my god!
including Jenny's dad.
Oh, I.
So he's puts on
I
his
mean,
Phil Mitchell.
The little,
but-
I have to admit as well, the little wee lad that plays
no,
Oh, yeah.
Brandon.
Oh, Brandon,
Boy.
my Brandon, I'm
Your
wee
Brandon.
brother.
Oh,
No, because
God,
right,
he's so
right.
good.
So whenever I was first being Molly, this was like the first historical.
Because you were
type-
supposed to play Charlie, weren't you?
Yeah, basically that's what I was supposed to play, like me and Charlie as well, and I was just like even though I can go higher pitch, like I need like a couple of like puffs of helium or something to like kind of get myself up there. So I was just said to Abby, I was like, here, can I get my wee brother to do it? And she's like, go ahead, we'll try it. Obviously he was like, he knew I do like things on my microphone now, so he's never experienced it. But he's just wild cute. And then the pictures that we got, I was just like, right, should we get pictures onto it? He's like, but I don't look like an old-timey person. I was like, right, we're going to dress you up as Oliver Twist. And I got coal and everything on his face and like a wee tank top and everything. I was like, right, we're going to take pictures.
He's on the front of BV2. Like,
Brilliant.
Cute.
It's that
Oh,
voice.
okay.
You hear that voice, you just think, oh, this.
I'm hungry.
Oh.
Ma, I'm hungry.
I'm
the amount
hungry.
of times I had to re-record stuff with him because he was like, he either was just like reading it and he's like, still feeling queasy, But it goes
Very
too much to the mic.
cool.
Oh, he's just too. Oh, he's too cute. Honestly.
He's the little gem. I bet I'll use him again. I'll be like, so Brandon, small child.
You're
Are you
going to
still
play this
hungry?
now.
Are you
Oh,
still
God.
hungry?
Just I'm
The cost of
hungry.
the cost
That's
of the
good
O'Neills being
scran.
the ensemble dark horse, and I mean
That's good
that.
scran. It's like
You
you
don't
live,
even know what.
you live in Victorian London. You're made to be hungry. Stop complaining.
Oh, just he didn't even know what scran was, and he was like, "That's good scrum," and I'm like, "No, it's scran." He's like, "I don't know what that is." I'm like, "It's food." He's like, "Can I not say food?" I'm like, "No, you have to say scran. If it's written down, it's scran." Just trying to explain to a child, you have to say it in this certain way.
Yeah.
But he did a good job, bless him.
He
I'm
did
really
a very
proud of
good
him.
job.
I'm proud of him.
Uh,
Chris.
Edge.
The Edge of Yesterday.
Zach was co-writer. We wrote this was the first one that's been written by Wotan.
Written by Wotan.
Written by the Rotans.
Abby and I decided one day that told Wotan that Doctor Who was required.
Was required.
So it wrote the script for us.
No, it was the first script where it was two of us writing, and me and Zach were very much on the same wavelength, thankfully.
we just sort of bounced off, like Abby does one bit, I do another, and we both discussed where the story would go, and I think it turned out really good. If I say so myself, without sounding arrogant, I hope.
we had like a document, so we both of us could access it at the same time. But we basically made it our mission for it to be kind of like Chimes-esque, didn't we? That was basically the only brief we had.
And keeping everything minimalist with these two. Well,
yeah, we only wanted two Americans as well.
We could see the characters as two Americas, Troy and Dana, a bit like certain characters in a TV show that we both really love, Warehouse 13. At least
Warehouse
one of them,
13, yeah.
Similar to the characters of Claudia and Micah, and that was sort of what we were playing off of them. And I think it turned out really well. It was really fun writing for those.
That was the ethos we were working off of. Claudia and Micah from Warehouse 13, because originally Troy and Dana were both female.
I've charged some spider cams. Want to take one?
I really wish you hadn't named them that. You know how much I hate spiders.
Dana, they literally crawl along the floor like spiders. I may be good at tech, but I'm rubbish at naming things.
And as I always say, let me name your creations. I mean a food machine called the Food Machine 2000. Really?
Hey, I'll have you know, I got awards for that machine.
Oh yeah, I remember. I'm actually loving these new suits, by the way.
Because they're red.
What? It's my favorite color.
These suits are more than a pretty color.
And then at the end of the day, Troy turned into a male.
It still
casting,
worked.
But it still worked. So.
It still worked very well. Both characters played off each other so really good.
The only thing I'll say about Edge, I loved Edge because I was hardly in it. Which is always good.
You were in it. You were in it. We just didn't see you, and you were dead.
I was just floating around.
And you were dead at one point.
And I died. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did not enjoy editing. Edge took me about 2 weeks to edit because it was on a spaceship, and I don't like editing spaceship stuff.
Difficult to find certain sounds.
Like these sounds, like this sound here, Matt. What I'm doing right now.
The sound.
Or mechanical whooshing noises.
The sound of
the spider droids.
The spider droids. It took me and Zach ages to try and get what to use, and we found a woman doing the sound of her like big long nails, like tapping. So we used that.
Envisioned a sort of scuttling thing, and it works really well.
Sounds.
Yeah, that's what she was doing. ASMR on her nails. But this is the thing. Like, it took us such a long time to try. It needed to be like a scuttling sound along
because
the
it was
floor.
a spider.
Come on, let's start up the spider cam.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, spider cam, initiate protocol 21.
Like a robotic spider. Yeah. So yeah, we ended up using some woman doing ASMR of her nails.
And it worked, and I think it turned out very well.
And it worked. It tricked everybody. So it's
TT Productions ASMR.
Oh God, don't!
sake.
Please don't.
Jenny
Don't
ASMR.
put that out there.
ASMR. Just if you like
Mr. B
matches.
ASMR.
I know, James. I do it too.
No, not Mr.
No.
No,
BSMR.
no, 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 no. That's the
No.
How many matches do people need? Jesus.
We have so many new girls in here today. Up in the outtake again. That's why they're putting more tanks in next door.
Lord, how many matches do people need? Jesus.
Jesus.
Welcome to Stupidly Beautiful ASMR.
So the end of Future Selves.
Yeah.
Right. If you've not listened to Future Selves, stop the fucking video and go and listen to number 4 before we
Major
spoil it
spoiler
for you.
alert.
Major
That's spoiler
spoilers. I will
flashing,
put a
major
big old
spoilers. But not
major
too flashy.
spoilers down the bottom.
Warning,
Spoilers,
warning,
spoilers,
warning.
spoilers,
This is a
spoilers.
spoiler alert. Spoiler. This is like
Can
No
we
Way
just-
Home. No.
Can we just have a
Chameleon came back from the dead.
100%. It's gonna be like.
It's just like-
So, the
Yes.
end of 4. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
I
Yes.
wonder why.
It was, it was brilliant to record that final one.
I
Because
spent a good
everybody,
hour
the
of
way
that.
Ian wrote the whole first episode, and the fact that we didn't release all of the scripts to the cast because we didn't want you guys kind of knowing. The only
Not
person,
a lot of. I'm just gonna say it.
only
Not a lot of
person that
people
knew-
knew
no,
that the
only person that
Rani
knew
was
that
in it.
Me, Ian, and you, Abby. Not even Tina knew because she didn't want to read the third and fourth
It was-
script until she got to it.
we get through the scripts. We go through the scripts, and every script she'd be going. Well, is it the Daleks? I think it's the
Well,
Daleks.
it's like
Is it the
David.
Daleks?
David did it as well. He thought it was.
David thought it
He thought it was the
I thought it was
master.
the master. I was like, I was
Master.
prepping myself because I read the script and I'm like the line where he says you will
will
obey
obey.
me. I was
Yeah.
like,
Even Jack.
please be.
Beautiful,
I didn't know.
beautiful
They don't-
misdirection.
nothing.
Exactly.
And then
even
I was
Jack, my
like,
son, listening
oh,
to David's
this
audio,
is-
thought it was the
Like-
master.
Like a twist in Jubilee that was a similar thing, and it worked really well.
It
was
worked
fun as
really
well
well,
watching
and
the-
when I found out who it really was, I was like, ah,
Because I knew from
I got it wrong when I
episode
first read it.
1 or 2. It was quite early on,
Yeah.
I was told. So
Yeah.
I knew as soon as I started doing 1 that she was going to turn into the Rani.
Yeah, it was
So
after
that was fun.
recording- It was after we did the recording for 3, and you're like, I want to record 4 now.
I want to
No,
record
wait.
4 now,
I
please.
want to edit it first.
Because I was
This
really
is-
trying to restrain myself for 1. And then as soon as the Rani popped out, I was like, yes!
It was probably one of the most fun hours I've had recording anything, because it was an hour of trying to direct someone whilst having my fist in my mouth like this to try and stop myself from laughing.
She's
because
crazy and it's
she's
brilliant.
absolutely crazy, and it was this beautiful
so
moment where Matt's doctor is getting like really leery actually, and quite angry that this has all gone wrong and there's been deaths, and he's getting all moral, and there's Abby just recording her bit, just giggling at him the whole time,
Laughing
just
in the background.
oh, the
wetting herself
giggling in
over.
the
The giggling
background.
was
The,
just-
the Rani has the giggles and she's laughing at him in the background.
It's brilliant.
It's
Brilliant.
delightful.
It's just nice because Jenny's quite restrained.
Mm.
Charlie's
Yeah.
quite restrained. And then it's like you get to play the Rani down. I was just like,
Rani's-
"Bah!"
Let it
He was
out.
let off the leash.
Unleash.
Let it all out. Yeah.
They've
Well,
always-
as we said in the Behind the Duvet, which would have come out after my Behind the Duvet for Future Self, which would have come out after episode 4. You and James's bit when it's just the two of you acting was just so nice to sort of, because obviously the 4 of us, because Tina had done her bits, I think. We were just sat there listening. I was just literally mic off, sat there listening to it, thinking this is just brilliant.
I wouldn't know what you mean.
How much do you remember? You know more than you're saying, that much I'm certain. I think you know exactly who you are and exactly what's going on here.
So, that's it. That's it. My big secret is that I know who I am. Oh, and how did you come to that conclusion?
I spent enough time around you to see your difference. Your fearful bluster wasn't fooling me. While we've been trying to leave this place, you have been holding back, following your own agenda.
that one scene, I said it in your Behind the Duvet, but the scene, I've never really got to act with Jim, and that was our first proper scene acting, and it was so intense, and it was so much fun to do.
It was really so much fun to do. It was so much fun to do, and to me, all I could say is, I can't wait to work with more again, and just, it was great because to me it was going back. I always reference Dynasty. You know, those two very opposing, glamorous women with big, huge.
We were definitely circling each other in the room.
It was a circling in the room.
Definitely.
It was like, come on. It was two drag queens basically about to read each other to filth and just snatch each other's wigs.
Kind of vibe, which was just.
It was fun.
That's been the nicest part of Future Selves for me, actually, funny enough, is because that's come up again and again throughout the whole recording process. And we were saying in the Behind the Duvet, it's been quite a long one with the 4 episodes, so it's longer than you generally do. So it's been this kind of whole journey, but it's been really, really nice because, again, I've been new to the group with this script, and everybody who's been in it has said they've loved it for certain reasons. So like who they've been able to act opposite, they don't normally get the chance to do. I know Matt and Tina have had loads of stuff. They've just kind of gone, I can't believe I'm doing this in this way. And it's, and Abby with her Rani as well, like everybody's had a bit of an opportunity to do something, I think, that they either knew they wanted to do and hadn't had the chance, or didn't know that they wanted to do until they were actually doing it, kind of going, this is amazing. This is really fun. So it's been lovely.
The fact that it is a 4-part, but the actors that have been in it, because David is in it right up at the end, obviously James is as well. So you've played that character for the first 3 episodes. So by the 4th one, you really do know that character, and it's just
And now I'm going to sidetrack to BV4 because
that's fine.
Oh,
in the bleak midwinter,
the Molly Show.
It's the Molly Show.
It's the Molly Show. Da-da-da-da.
Speaking of like being with a character for 4 episodes, like I do feel like all of us within BV, apart from maybe Matt because he plays Mr. B, and Grace because she plays Miss Elizabeth, we kind of do feel a connection to.
I do. Oh, I do.
Especially the match girls, more the match girls.
Oh, yeah.
You, me, Lauren, and Joe. Like,
which were the 4? Because it was you in 4. It's you, Chelsea, Lauren, and was it Amy?
That's it. Amy.
I'm just thinking, yeah.
Yeah, well, Amy's in it, but she's not.
Yeah, I think it was just you 3 that literally listened to it. Because Grace did a bit in it as well, and literally all 4 of you girls, I was listening to it. I was like, I can't watch this. I'm literally just gone.
I'll tell you, the BV4 was the most challenging one for me.
You spent the whole time crying.
Yeah, but mainly because I don't know what happened, but I lost my voice. Like the day before, it sounded a wee bit crackly, and I was like, oh shit, I'll be better in the morning. And then literally the day of recording, I was like, oh my god, my voice is nearly gone.
Sorry, I'm a mess. I've not stopped crying. Look at your pretty face, all beaten up and greased.
And I was going to say, I was like, Abby, can we maybe reschedule for tomorrow? But I'm glad that I didn't, because the day after we recorded, my voice was gone. I was terrified.
We made it work, but you can tell she's pushing through.
I felt like I was screaming.
Just made it. I had a cold for Future Selves 4, and you can tell, but I'm in water for a lot of it, so I'm coughing and spluttering, and I sound like I'm
Well, I feel like if we'd done like BV2 and Chelsea had no throat, it wouldn't have worked.
No, it wouldn't
work. It worked.
If we had to have done the drunk living room scene in BV2 with Chelsea having no voice, it wouldn't have worked.
No, but
because it was
worked.
BV4, it worked.
It worked incredibly well. So thank you, whoever made my voice tight. You did a great job. But I mean, like literally, I was just trying. Like I was so close to the microphone. I was just like, I'm so upset. And I mean, it felt like I was shouting just to push some noise
Yeah.
out. But I just find it funny how whenever at the very end, well, close to the end of Beefy 4, you just suddenly hear my voice come back, and I'm like, why? Why couldn't you do that earlier? It's only when I'm taking the piss out of somebody that my voice comes back. And I'm like, great, very nice. But no, I was very happy. I was happy with the outcome whenever I heard it. But emotions were high, lads. That's all I'm gonna say. Emotions were high.
It says it all when all the other audios we've done, they've been outtakes, and there was none in 4. Absolutely no bloopers. That's how serious that audio was.
Yeah.
Speaking of like shouting and stuff, can we talk about the scene between Miss Elizabeth and Molly?
It's not concerning you, Miss Elizabeth.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, don't go acting like you don't know what he does when you're not here. Bending us girls over that desk and...
That's quite enough of that.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Pure
Speaking
gold.
earlier, we were saying about like pushing acting, and how Grace was a little bit unsure. BV4, damn, both of you.
I'm a
Yes.
nice person, I promise.
She's not. No, she's not. She's an absolute bitch. No, I'm joking.
That scene, that was one of the other scenes where I kept going back and rewriting and rewriting and rewriting. That scene took about 4 attempts for me to get like right. And the way you two, like when you shout like Chelsea.
Go with any name that's going in your head.
Chelsea's
honestly.
literally shouting, and you could barely hear her. I had to turn her up because of her throat. But you two are proper like, oh, it's
Go
so
on,
good.
Grace.
It's so good. I love it. It's probably one of my favourite moments in BV.
Such a sassy bitch I am in that one.
Sassy.
Oh, I
It's
love
that
it.
line. It's that line because I made it like there's a pause, and then you can hear Miss Elizabeth's footsteps, almost like she's going around the back of Molly, and she's like,
the hands behind the back.
she's literally like, "Do you want to feed your 2 children?"
Oh my god, yeah.
There's a lot of tension.
It was.
You could cut the tension with a cheesecake knife.
No, man, it was amazing. Literally, I remember like the first take that we did, like, because we always do that we run through before, and it was just like, all right, Grace, let's go. Well, I had to stand up. I stood up to record, and I adjusted my mic, and I was like, but then my mic decided to break.
Yeah. I blame little Brandon.
Yeah, it's his fault. I'm just gonna blame it on the child. I'm just gonna blame him. Oh Christ.
Speaking
But
of like atmosphere and stuff, can we talk about Jim's music?
Oh, incredible, wonderful, genius.
Isn't he nominated for his music?
Yes,
He is nominated.
I am. I'm a nominated artist. Oh,
I think this is the marvelous thing. I always talk about that bloody splash music, but it is my fave.
Oh my
and
God.
it's in BV2, and it's in a scene that doesn't involve Molly. So
Oh, okay, bye.
It's filthy as shit, but the water just feels so nice.
Agreed.
Be alright if it wasn't for this bloody dress. Well, there's no one else here. Who cares?
Susan, you can't just strip.
I'm not stripping. Not all the way, at least.
I'm not interested anymore.
But no, it's the scene on the London beach, and the fact that you can go from that sort of music to the music when Molly is shouting at Miss Elizabeth.
To be honest, I was really, really scared of doing the music for BV because I was at that time used to doing obviously music for my Doctor Who story, more electronic, more fast paced, and not using a lot of say orchestral or going really into because BV is a very dark story. So to get into that, I have to thank you because I didn't do music as a GCSE, nor did I go to the Royal Academy of Music, darling, to study flute. But like, to me, I was just listening to it and listening to the scene. I'm just like thinking that. Well, first of all, I'm thinking, sugar, that's my music. Help, 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 help. Why are people liking my music? Help. No, this is wrong. There's something glitching in the
But
matrix.
even
No.
even like the music when in Free, when Jenny comes out of Annie's place, the building falls down. That music, oh
Oh my god.
it's just, and the theme tune for BV.
Oh, I love
in my
it.
head. That was in my head at work, Jim.
That is my alarm.
So I absolutely love it. I'm obsessed with it. I'm obsessed with just
Ignore
like
the
I
the
love it.
creativity in your head is just like
I love it. Like
Ignore the
when you tune into BV, that theme music just kind of brings you right down onto the level where you need to be to
Yeah.
engage with it. It's brilliant.
This is the whole thing with the learning curve, because that's the thing that took the most time between me
Oh,
and Jim.
absolutely.
That took about 5 attempts to get that, but as soon as you got that right, I think then you had the mindset for all the other music was going to be like.
Yeah.
It kind of set the like
completely. It set the
template.
tone. It set the tone and the template of what this series was going to be. And you know, I think for me as well, I definitely wanted there to be a constant theme, as well as, you know, doing, you know, future selves, you know, because, you know, there was obviously that piece of music that I did. I wanted, you know, a continuous running thing. And with any kind of music that I do for TT Productions and for who had for other projects, I liked when I make a suite, not a sweet that you eat, but you know, a musical collection, shall I say? Oh my god, I've been
Sherbet lemon.
A sherbet lemon, sherbet lemon.
Parma Violet.
Parma Violet, Parma Violet.
True
Jim.
like
Oh,
those.
yes, please.
He doesn't know Parma Violets, does he?
But yeah, I just, for me, it was, I needed a constant theme. And especially, sometimes I think, right, I need to really push myself. And especially, like, say, with Fossy Jaw, I wanted to create a music that would make you feel physically ill or make you kind of sort of grit your teeth. Or,
Hanging on a rope.
oh,
I've used that literally. I've used like any single time when Jenny's like outside or like begging or like having to sleep in an awkward place. I use that music and it's just perfect.
And also the lizard. I can remember you saying about.
If you want a piece of music, and it's like when I've been asked Jim for stuff for the next episode, I'm like, right, we do with a couple of bits, and I literally sent in the script, and within a couple of hours, I think, if that, I've got like three bits of audio sent to me, and I'm like, oh my god, these are brilliant. And I was like, right, I need to send these.
And they fit the tone really well, don't they?
They do. I mean, I received the 3 tracks. Matt sent me over the 3 tracks, and I was just like, I know exactly where we're using that. I know exactly where we're using that. I know exactly where, and it was just it fit. It fit. And what was really nice, because we've already had a conversation, haven't we? We've already had a conversation about the 3rd story that we're doing for the future series, and the conversation lasted for about 2 seconds because I was just like, Jim, I want something like this, something on this kind of vibe, something along this kind of thing. And he went, I know what you mean. And off he's
well,
gone.
you'll find when 6 comes out, which is like March, it's wild down. But that's the first script I've written having had all of Jim's music, so you can kind of tell that I'm like I can kind of hear Jim's music while I'm writing it, if that makes sense.
Like, see, when it comes like BV especially, like with Abby's amazing writing, Jim's amazing music, and like the background noises and everything, I can picture like this being on like a screen or happening right in front of me. I can
This is
tell.
what David says all the time.
Oh man, it's
I'm
just
a visual
so immersive.
learner, and
it's immersive.
Listening to say like BB especially, and Future and Queer, and that I can picture, they're so good that I can visualize like a movie in my head. I can see the actions that's going on, and the music. And this has always worked for me in like movies and stuff. Music works that's why I love soundtracks, because they really bring you into that world. It's a beautiful partnership of writing, acting, and the music all fusing into one thing and making it not only a fantastic audio, but a brilliant visual story in your head.
I'll say this as
sound
well.
design is astounding.
Anyone who wants to listen to Jim's amazing soundtrack, it is available on our channel. The link will be up here because I know how to do that shit.
Fancy schmancy.
So if you want to listen to it without me and Chelsea talking over the top of it,
and get your hearts broken, then please do. There you
Yeah.
go.
Wreck
I think we
everything.
do the same for the future series as well. So when the
Oh, you
first
do that?
series is in a wrap, then I think there will be a
same for a certain project that's coming along.
That's the thing. That's the other thing as well. So like David was saying, is that if you haven't got the right music, it doesn't set the tone. You can have as many like sound effects or not sound effects if you're just in a
Crackling fires,
ticking clocks, you name it.
No crunching,
mechanical whooshing noises. You know, what the hell
Like
is that? I need to go find it, or have to make your own, Abby.
or have to make your own. Have to make your own. Bloody at the end of Werewolves. You know when they're going backwards and forwards in time, and the time's like going.
Oh
zoom.
yeah.
You're right, Doctor. That's pretty good. Wait a minute. What's that about?
I have no clue. We aren't even in.
The vortex? Well, I guess we're in the vortex now.
Yes, we are, but I never put us here.
And who did?
Hold on, Johnny.
What's rocking the TARDIS, Doctor? Why?
Try it. Try the duck, Johnny. Good, right?
Yes. It's pretty good, actually.
What's up, old girl? Wait. When did I put you in the vortex? Hold on,
What's
Johnny.
happening, Doctor? Why is the TARDIS?
That was brilliant.
It was
That
beautiful.
was a
It was
pain.
incredible.
Slightly jealous of that because that was just.
It was incredible and just so haunting.
I say,
my
you're trying
editing
to
skills.
edit stuff. That's probably been the hardest singular scene that I've had to edit was a time jump where it's just the same scene over and over and over and over again, and Ben sounding more and more like a horny ape saying, "Please try the duck, Charlie."
Try the duck.
But yeah, if you haven't got the right sort of background music in the bits you need it, then it just doesn't work. And
No.
Oh, completely.
yeah.
How for people who do the editing? How did everyone feel for their first try? You know, because obviously at the time we began, I think it was only myself that did
Yeah, it was
bits
you.
of edit. It was
Yeah.
only just me that did the editing for Queer Doctor. But how did you guys feel starting? Knowing, was it quite daunting for you? I've always.
This is a good question. I too want to.
Who wants to answer first?
Like I said, I don't like listening to BV1 and Angels because I'd like to go. I probably will go back to say the truth and tweak it and make background noises louder and like turn down Joe and turn up Molly and like not that I'd ever have to turn up
The
Molly.
BB special edition. With bonus
Remastered
features.
version.
With bonus features.
Bonus, even more of me.
She's locked us in. We can't leave.
Can't leave. But like you said, you can tell I personally can tell that I'm learning on the job because, like, education wise, I'm an ex-military chef who likes history. So audio, and I know sign language. So audio drama does not fit anywhere in that category. So it's sat here now. It's just an everyday occurrence. I've sat here and there's wavy, colourful lines on my screen. It's just an everyday occurrence now. Colourful lines.
Lines and lines and lines.
No, but this is the thing. This is the thing now. I don't know whether Jim and Matt, because they are currently our other audio editors. When we went to Time Factor the other day, and all the way through the soundtrack, I can almost see it as wavy lines on a screen. It's really weird. It's got to that stage now where I can't listen to Atmos and not think, oh yes, that's coming in the right speaker, and that's coming in from the left speaker. And
It's when you've got. It's when you downloaded a small, and it's only about that big on the screen, but you need it for like this length,
and you have to repeat it and cut it.
And you're trying not to make it
and
stop.
You're trying to see the waveform, and you're trying to get it so that the ticking clock doesn't go tick tock tick tick.
Oh no! It happened. I was so pissed off. The first in BV1, the scene with Miss Elizabeth and Jenny when she gets recruited, one time all the way through, tick tock, tick tock, and then one time left tick tock. I'm like, no.
The clock was having a skip that day.
So.
Well, on Future Selves, when I was doing all the editing, I had a bit of a nightmare with a couple of sounds as I was listening to it, and Abby shouts the word 6, but I heard it reverberate twice, so it went 6, 6, 6, and I'm like, where is this coming from? It took me like half an hour to realise that it had been picked up on my mic and Zach's mic through our headphones because Abby shouted it so loud that and I'm like,
this is where you need to have your headphones down really low, otherwise your microphone picks up the
don't
thing.
Sit so close to the thing. And you going on about like ghosts in your thing, but I was this random noise, and it was on the fire track I downloaded. It took me ages to figure out. There was just you could hear this lovely cracking and then a noise, and I was like, what's that?
The ghost of Mike must past.
It took me ages.
It's like you do a whole scene, it comes out perfectly, and then somebody hits their mic.
Like that.
Completely.
Like,
or then you're looking for the telltale signs of when someone's made a mistake. So if I love Tina to bits, but when she's not got a line, you get this and then she restarts. So I'm constantly the second I hear a it's like that's her saying no.
It's when I'm editing me and Alia, who plays Vastra in before. And she has the habit, she just gets the giggles halfway through, and you can just see this like little like, I'll smooch you there, darling. It's usually because, well, this is the Paternoster gang bites. It happens the most. It's usually because Strax has said something funny and she's not supposed to be laughing, but you can just see little Alia like giggling on the screen, and I'm like, delete.
The pat fights I have to admit,
Oh, we have to talk about the pat fights, Matt. We haven't spoken about the pat fights.
How many have you got out at the moment? 3?
We only have. Which ones do we have out?
We looked at this beforehand. I thought there was 3.
Because I have far too many.
About 3 or 4, I think.
Mud March.
The bombing.
1917.
Battle of Bows.
No, Battle of Bows not out yet.
No.
Oh, Trying in Court. Trying in Court, June 1917, and Mud March. See, we have already recorded 7 of these, and they're up, ready to go, but they won't be released. Battle of Bow comes out in February, and that was recorded in November. So
and the Christmas special will come out on Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve, the Christmas special comes out, and Matt wrote that.
Yeah,
that's his first written audio.
Strax, what are you doing?
I'm preparing the house for the upcoming invasion, Mum.
Invasion? What invasion? Mum, what's he talking about?
I'm not sure, my love. Strax?
Well, Mum, every year on the same day, I have been told that a man invades every house in the world. I believe he's some god of some kind.
If that happens, don't you think we'd know about it?
Jenny, let him finish.
I can't do anything.
Ho, ho, ho.
But it's just the pat bites. Like, more people need to listen to these pat bites because they're only 5 minutes long. They're not complicated. They're short, sharp, and sweet. And you get little bits of Paternoster and Jenny, Vastra, and Strax. It's gorgeous.
Sometimes be between like an episode or something. So
they're very much set in between moments.
Yeah,
they're like little bits of character.
Yeah,
it really works.
I mean, because Trying in Court is Strax's first mission out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he blows stuff up because he's Strax. But I say this is my because we haven't in the BV universe, we haven't had a lot of Strax and Vastra yet. So this was the opportunity to have Strax and Vastra. And they have a lovely scene at the end of Trying in Court. And Vastra catches Strax nicking Jenny's sherbet lemon.
I did nothing, ma'am. It was a Rutan spy.
I somehow think it had nothing to do with the Rutan Strax, only judging by all the wrappers on the floor.
Yes.
And she gives him like this whole like spiel as to why Jenny has these sherbet lemons. And it's the sweetest scene between Alia and Matt. So I love it.
It's the most adorable explanation for the sherbet fancies ever.
And that's going to be explained more in the rest of BV. So, because you needed a backstory to sherbet lemons.
Yes, you did.
Sherbet
Yes, you did.
Sherbet lemons.
I get it. I have sherbet lemons.
A good player by grenades. So that was a roundup of what's happened this year. Well, this past 4 months. Next year's will be a hell of a lot longer because we have much in the mix.
More.
We have coming soon.
Maybe we should do like a mid-year one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to. I think we have to do one in like June.
Yeah.
Coming soon from TT Productions.
We got a lot coming out
before
next
we
year.
go away, before we go away in July, we might have to do one. But next year we have BV's 5, 6, 7. We have some Paternoster gang, which is set prior to Strax joining. We have a lovely man called Cooper, a lovely Irish man,
A very lovely man,
played by Ben O'Neill.
Yes, get the O'Neills.
We also have 2 more future Doctor lined up. That's written. I know there's more to go. There's more than that. We also have another Doctor joining the Doctor gang, and that's his Chronicle. So get ready for that. And that involves that. Yeah. Well, I won't spoil anything, but yeah, that'd be fun. So
My doctor.
that's what we have to come up. Yes. Doctor. That's it. That's all we've got.
Doctor's in the hallway.
As well, if you're after something not Who related, we also have 2 audios coming out next year, which are starring. The first one is called Scarlet Lust, which is starring Chelsea Lagan, who is down there, and Brandon McCaffrey, who is our wonderful director / CAFL. Which is somehow we've ended up with them 2 together again but they will be doing lovely British accents this time, so look forward to that.
So excited.
And we also have a Nellie Bly audio coming out, which will be starring Ali E. Tori as Nellie, so look forward to that. So that is it for now. Goodbye, so long, farewell. How do I stop the recording? Thank you for joining us.